And good morning and welcome. Here I am at the Bringenbrong Bridge. Today's the day, day one, moment of truth. So today I'm planning about 36k paddle to a public reserve, which I'll camp tonight. And then the next day I'll be at Gingerlic pub. So we'll see how we go. Looks like there's plenty of water. So let's go. See you at the other end. Well, we're at the 30-minute mark, day one. Making good pace, the flow is really good. And I'm just going to admit I'm having too much fun. This is just a beautiful part of the world. I'll call it now that I think this is probably the most beautiful part of the river. In the upper river area. Yeah, it's just stunning. Couldn't ask for better weather. Sun's starting to come through now. I'll take this jacket off soon. So I'm making a really good time. It's yeah, I'm loving it. A few rapids. Haven't had a bottom strike or rudder strike yet. Pays you to be very wary, looking ahead at all times, what's coming up. And not just the rapids at the bottom, it's the snags and the logs that fall in. So I'm doing alright at the moment, but yeah, this is great. Well, good afternoon. Kind of halfway. Decided to stop for some lunch. What I thought would be an uneventful morning wasn't. Had a bit of a moment and a bit of a rollover. Lost a few things. Lost an earbud. And I didn't lose my health, so I'm still going. But yeah, it was a bit of a hairy moment, so a bit of a lesson to learn there. Not to take this river for granted, because it will bite you. Yeah, not sure how I could have avoided that. There was a bit of undergrowth that on the bend as I went around, and the currents just pushed me in as hard as I was trying to get around it. But yeah, it wasn't fun. But all good now. I'll sit and have some lunch. Relax, regain. I've got to dry some stuff out. Then we'll get going again. I haven't got too much further to go today, so it's been good. I can get some stuff out and dry out a bit and go from there. But other than that, the majority of it's been fun. Good morning. Welcome back. This is day 2. Not a bad night's sleep last night. It was wasn't too cold. Actually, it's quite toasty in my sleeping bags. I was quite happy. Recapping yesterday, I think it was a pretty positive day, besides a couple of, one major setback. I'll take the positives out of that and keep moving forward. 50 k's all up yesterday to get to here. So yeah, that was good. Body feels all right, a bit stiff, but we'll get through that. Hopefully a little bit shorter today. Heading to Gingellic and the historic Gingellic pub, which I believe is 101 years old. I'll meet my beautiful wife there for dinner, and yeah, that hopefully should be a nice short paddle and a nice dinner at the other end. See you then. Good morning and welcome back. Here I am in day 3. Talk about last night at the beautiful historic Gingellic pub. My beautiful wife Alison came out. We had a nice dinner meal, and the food was beautiful. Well, anything's probably better than the food I've been living off for the last couple of days. And she also brought me out some replacement items that I lost in my rollover on day 1, which was really sweet of her. She's good at that, and she caved into her weakness, which was art, so she actually took some art home from the pub as well. It's been raining most of the night, and it's just started raining again. It was a bit of a late start this morning, trying to get onto the boat, and there was a bit of a rapid there just past the pub, which I really wasn't confident in navigating. Not first up in the morning. Yeah, I really didn't want to go over again. It just did not look good. So discretion formed a better part of valour, and I did a walk around the edge until I could find some stiller water. It was only about 50 metres, which was not too bad. I'm just about to come up to another rapid now, so if I start bouncing around, you'll know why. This one's not too bad. Yeah, so I get to today. Yeah, so I've got about 100 k's to get to Hume Weir. Excuse me while I just manoeuvre myself to the best spot to get through here. So I've got about 100 k's to get to Hume Weir. At the moment I've got some pretty good flow. As I start to get into the lake itself, I'm going to start losing that flow, which means it's going to be a lot more work to do to get through that. So today I'm just going to smash out as much as I can do today. Well, the sun still shines, which I don't think it's going to. I've got some light and my body holds up. So tomorrow, hopefully, I don't have as far to go against some very still water. Hopefully I don't have a headwind. That's really going to ruin my day. But other than that, looking forward to another fun-filled day on the Murray. Brushing up on my my cow language. I mute them. They just look at me. Want me who I am, what I'm doing, and probably want me to bugger off. But for some reason they have all the good beaches, which is a bit frustrating. Lots of wombat holes along the banks. I haven't seen one yet, although they are largely nocturnal, so I'm not surprised I haven't seen one yet, but it'd be nice. But yeah, that's today. We'll see at the other end. Oh, it's about 3 hours paddling this morning. About some lunch, I think. Trying to find somewhere to pull over. The banks are gone pretty steep at the moment, so trying to find a nice little beach where I can pull up and have a bit of lunch. I need to stand up and stretch my legs as well. It's been pretty good so far. About my watch stays on the right page. 27 k's, 3 hours of paddling. Yeah, I need to stand up. There we go. Ain't raining, ain't training. It's up the part of the lake, which is basically the river, because it's so low. I'm going to say it's the most terrifying part I've come across so far. There's so much deadfall and debris in this part of the river. I've had a couple of close calls already. I've seen we got out of it for a little while now. And that's what seems to be called back of banks. Not out in the middle, which seems to be a bit safer. Keep going. I'm getting there. I think I've done about 50 k's today. I'll keep going a bit further, just to lessen the load for tomorrow. I'm going to run out of flow. But other than that, it's raining, so it doesn't get any better than this. I signed up for this. Yeah, what am I doing? Well, good morning. Welcome back, and what is day 4? Bit of a recap on yesterday. 62 k's all up, from Gingellic to well into Lake Hume. Really doesn't look like Lake Hume at the moment. Still pretty much just a river. Pretty much where I'm sitting should be underwater. But yeah, by the time I got here it was pretty late. I wasn't feeling very chatty. I was quite buggered, to be honest, but it was good. It was a good day out. 62 k's, it's the longest paddle I've ever done in one day. But I don't feel too bad for it. Bit of a, so I would say it's probably one of the most precarious parts of the river and the lake, is just the amount of deadfall and dead trees and debris in the river at this stage. So you really got to keep your wits about you. Still good flow coming in, so, but yeah. So what's happening today? So today, hopefully I've got about 45 or there so k's left to get to the Hume Weir, where I'll meet my lovely wife. I'll stay there tonight, and that will be it for my support network. Alison's going to drive to Adelaide from here. Mainly so we've got a car in Adelaide when I get to the other end, and then she'll fly home and she'll come back closer to the other end. So there you go. So looks like a nice day. A little bit of low cloud about, so it hasn't descended into fog yet, so which is quite good. I hope I can get packed up and get underway soon. So let's go get them. Well, I'm well into Lake Hume Central now. Absolutely no flow, so I'm working for myself now. A little bit of a breeze behind me, which is helping. But I'm getting hot because I'm not getting that flow of air across me. So I can start straight lining a little bit. Not that it matters here, it's a very narrow stretch of the lake here, so I think it matters what I do. Just got to get through it until the lake opens up even more. All these dead trees. It just looks like I'm on Planet Group at the moment, on their summer vacation. Yeah, interesting. Slog it today has been. Should be quite easy, but yeah, no flow. And I'm on my final run down to the weir. As I head south, I've been hit by this southerly. About 11 or 13 kilometres an hour, but yeah, it's not easy to paddle straight into, and I'm trying to find somewhere I can get underneath it, which doesn't seem to be anywhere because it's just howling straight through the middle of the valley. Don't worry about paddling in this. I mean, it's a sea kayak, it's designed to do this stuff. It's a bit choppy, but don't mind that. It's just a bit harder to paddle. Got a bit of back niggle as well, which isn't helping. Before I get there, not far to go. I can see the bridge. Can't remember what bridge that was, but I know it's close to the resort, so it's in sight. Try and get over to the right here a little bit further. See if there's any shelter there. I picked the wrong side, but then I went down the left side. Means I would have had to cut across with a side breeze hitting me at the last minute, which side winds are not fun. Much better going into them. Sometimes better than going with it. But, Just making a bit more work. We'll get there. Good morning. Welcome to another unpaid announcement from the Murray. Today is day 5, so recapping day 4 yesterday. It was a hard day yesterday getting through the lake. Once I ran out of flow, it was pure human horsepower from then. When I got to the last southerly sort of approach to the weir, I got hit by a bit of a southerly headwind, which wasn't fun. Then it sort of dropped off about the last couple of k's, which was nice because just to come in. And but the haulage of dragging a heavy, fully loaded kayak up the bank, up the boat ramp to our unit last night, that was just as hard. So it was definitely a experience. So moving on to today, don't have a set end date time today or a target. Anything past Albury is going to be a bonus today. So once I get past Albury, anywhere I can find a sort of a suitable campsite, I'll pull up, and I hope to be in Corowa in 3 days time, and that'll be my first rest day. So looking forward to that. I'm going to need it. Apart from muscle fatigue, there's a bit of old man's back starting to rear its ugly head, but we'll get through that one. Yeah, so I will see you at the next stop. There you have it, my first kilometre marking, so 2,224 k's to go. Drop in the ocean. Welcome back. So about 3.5 hours in this morning, visually 23 k's. I really haven't extended myself at all today. A little bit fatigued from yesterday's paddle, and just really taking in a beautiful part of the river here. Yeah, it's just the change from below the weir. A lot more bird life, a lot more weed in the water, which you didn't see in the upper Murray. A few platypus. Saw my first goose today, other than this one. And just coming into Albury now, so I'm starting to hear a lot of traffic noise as I get closer to the Hume. So not far from lunch, so I might look for a nice little beach where I can pull up and have some lunch. But other than that, going well. See how we go. Here we are, Albury. And if you find a good cafe, take advantage of it, because it's one meal you're not preparing for yourself, and probably something bigger than you can prepare as well. So here I am. All right, so had a really nice lunch in Albury, fish and chips by the river. Got to be happy with that. So let's talk about food and how I've worked out my ration plans over this trip. So I'll just talk about this leg. So from Hume to Corowa, so I know it's going to take 3 days. So 3 days, you think of 3 lunches, 3 breakfasts, 3 dinners. Now, although I did have breakfast at Hume before I left, and that leaves lunch and dinner for today. And I had lunch in Albury at the fish and chip shop, so I've banked 2 meals that I haven't consumed, so they can just go into another pack. And then at the other end, once I get to Corowa, I expect that I'll probably be able to eat local, so I won't need to delve into my food plan for that as well. So pretty much I've saved a day's food out of my ration plan, so I can move forward into another part of the paddle. I'm carrying 5 days of food on me at the moment, so if worst comes to worst and I get set back, and the last thing I want to do is run out of food, because you don't want to run out of food, and especially when you're doing something like this, and lack of food will starve you of energy, and it's just going to make that paddling even harder, and you're trying to get somewhere. So having contingency with you to make sure you have enough food to get where you want to go, and think of worst case scenarios where you may need some extra food on you if you can't get to where you want to be in the prescribed time. So there's a bit of an idea on food and managing that food and making sure that I have plenty of it between the legs. So when I get to Corowa, I'll do a bit of shopping, replan a bit for the next leg. Now, I'm not sure how far that is. I know I'm going through Yarrawonga, so it's only a couple of days. Anywhere I can buy food, I'll try to. And yeah, so that is how food works on a trip like this. Buy it local when you get the chance. Obviously you can buy more, and it's more fulfilling than some of the dehydrated rations that I'm carrying, and probably a little bit more nutritious as well. So there you have it. That's how I'm working food. And welcome to day 6. So had a good night last night, just back there on the point. It was a nice little spot, a little bit sandy and muddy, so I had to come out of the trees a bit so I wasn't actually sleeping under any trees, but that put me on the sand, which is always a little bit icky, and the mud wasn't helping because it was just making it stick to everything. So that was a pretty good paddle yesterday, 45 k's from Aubrey Weir, and until I found a nice spot to camp at, because there's a little bit of competition here between campers and farmers. Both of us completely legal to use the land on the Victorian side because it's Crown land, so it's open to camping, and the farmers actually lease it for grazing purposes for their livestock. So it's not fun waking up with a herd of cows around you, which sort of happened to me at Lake Hume, but all good. So today, probably a similar distance. We'll see how I feel. Another remote stop, so don't expect anything too extravagant on where I am. I'll try and pin it, but guaranteed it'll be in the middle of nowhere. Shouldn't be too far from a place called How Long, so how long that takes me to get there, I don't know. We'll wait and see. But the weather looks relatively fine at the moment. I'm not expecting too much rain, which is good. If the sun stays away for a little while, I'd like to get some solar charging done later, but it hasn't been good for the last few days. But here we go, we're off again. I'll see you on the track. You'll notice as we go through, you'll see a lot of these poles along the shore. So these are here to shore up the shoreline and protect it from a little bit of erosion. I don't know if it does the total job, but it does slow the progress of the water as it comes through. Or there's an alternative theory that a Polish migrant called Polanski actually wanted to have more poles to remind him of home. But that's only a theory. Welcome back, and a bit of a wrap for day 6. So here I am perched pretty much across the river from how long? Don't ask me how long that took me, but long enough. It was about 46 k's today. Pretty uneventful little paddle. Nice scenery. I didn't get much on my Insta360 because it ran out of memory, and I didn't realise till about I was halfway here. So I did manage to swap out my memory cards and capture a bit more footage, which will be handy. I found out my drone is a bit waterlogged, so it's not working. I'm really not having a good time with drones, which is a shame because it's really robbing me of some scenery I could be reporting. So looking forward to tomorrow, which will be another 45k paddle to Corowa and a rest day. Well earned, I think. Corowa, the birthplace of federations, for those of you who didn't know, so I'm keen to check that out and have a look around. I'll need to do some shopping, restock, and hopefully do my first big trip summary ready for release on YouTube sometime on Sunday. So hopefully Sunday you won't hear from me too much. I'm probably happy about that. But I'm going to take it easy, recover, recuperate, recharge, ready for Monday, which I'll think it's about a 2-day paddle to get to Yarrawonga. So looking forward to that one as well. So yep, that's the daily wrap for day 6. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Good morning. Welcome to day 7. Yeah, last night was a bit interesting. A few young hoons on the other side of the river decided to have a beatbox going most of the night, and then the inevitable instant arsehole came out with just add alcohol, and someone wasn't happy, so there was arguments, there was burnouts, and you name it. So sleep was a bit interrupted last night. On a good note, I'm on my way again today. 45k's to Cobram, sorry, not Cobram, Corowa, and birthplace of Federation, so, and a rest day. So I'm really looking forward to having a rest day. This is 7 days straight of paddling, so really need to have a rest now and let the body recharge so I can get back into it in 2 days time on Monday. So looking forward to it. I've got a cabin booked for 2 nights, which will give me a proper bed. Yeah, so really looking forward to it. Let's see what today brings.